Hey, welcome to another episode of the Saturday Smoker. Today I'm going to be giving you a tour of the Old Country Brazos and how I start the fire in that, and how I set up the smoker for doing most of my cooks. So come on along. I also wanted to say thanks for all the support and the views that you guys give me in the last video. Really appreciate it. And here we go. This is the Old Country Brazos. This is one of many different models that Old Country produces down in Texas. This one comes with 1/4-inch steel all the way through the cooker, through the smokestack, the baffle. Inside the cook chamber, it has two different food grates, one top for smaller items. You won't be able to fit pork butt or brisket up here, but you probably do wings and chicken parts and stuff like that up there. The main grill grate is comes out, slides out for easy access, and then you can pull this one out too, or move it however you want. It gets stuck back here. It doesn't have a stop back there, so it does hang up a little bit, but this one does move however you want to move it, or take it out. I usually don't have this in when I do my cooks. The Brazos, like most of Old Country's cookers, do not come with a thermometer. I have a cheap one called from River Country I bought off eBay. I will be upgrading that soon to a more reputable name. This one has already gotten fogged inside and moisture inside. So next we'll move on to the side box. This is the Brazos side firebox. It comes with a coal grate and also a grill grate from the company. I have taken the coal grate and used it inside the main cooking chamber as a smoke baffle, so that the smoke goes all the way into the chamber and then goes up and circulates. I use the grill grate to hold my charcoal, and I will show you how I do that when I set up the fire. It has one main cooking chamber door, and then the side door here, and the side door locks, and you can adjust your airflow here. Most people I know just keep the door open and adjust their oxygen this way. I don't hardly ever lock it shut and use this. This is almost always all the way open, and most of the time I'm like right here for my cook. This helps me control the temperature inside the cook chamber. Some people run it wide open. I run it like that. So the Brazos new is $999 from Academy. It's a little bit more, I believe, from ordering straight from Old Country. I hear they do a much better job with their packaging and shipping. I hear it comes actually in a big wooden crate. One of the issues from ordering from Academy is their shipping. They do ship freight, and so it comes in a semi with a tailgate lift. The one thing that I noticed when I got mine, that it was just loaded onto a cheap wood pallet. A lot of people report that they have received their cookers with damage, bent handles, broken wheels, all kinds of things, and that is because they loaded on this flimsy wooden pallet. Mine actually had broken through the pallet, but it had not tipped over. I highly suggest that you ask the drivers that are in the freight truck, and ask them if you can go inspect the cooker before it comes off the truck. That way you can reject shipment, and you can work with a claim with Academy on getting your money back, or you getting a new one, or a discount on the one that you that was damaged. But don't let them take it off the truck until you have looked at your smoker. That way there's no questions about it. You just reject the shipment, and they'll take it back and send it back. So the next thing I'd like to do is show you how I set up the fire for long smoke. People do all different ways, from using the regular coal grate and just doing it normal and setting up your fire in there, to using an Oklahoma Joe Firebox, which I have and have tried. I also have tried it with just the grill grate, laying horizontal, and so there's all different ways. The way that I do it is that I lean the grill grate in the firebox, and I'll show you how I do that. So the last cook, I actually had leaned it too far, and I was actually having trouble with it maintaining temperature. It was getting bogged. The coals would get bogged down in ash, and I was losing my temperature. So I want to show you the right angle, or the correct angle that I use, and so I do and so a lot. You're going to get to hear me do that. That's my way of saying So, little tip for you. So when I set it up at more of a obtuse angle instead of an acute angle. Is that correct? I have no idea. I just make up words. And I like it like this. That way the ash falls through more, and the bigger coals stay up here. And I'll show you as I go through the cook. Okay, so this is how a lot of people have their grill grate set up inside the firebox. Horizontal. So they set their coals up here, and then they set their wood on top of it, and the ash falls below. The problem with this is that the holes are big. They're big holes. And so the coals, the hot coals, fall through to the bottom. And then when they hit the bottom, they go out, because there's no fuel down here. Fuel's up here. So what I do is I angle this like this. About an inch below the rails for the grill grate inside this thing right here. The top is about an inch away. So in this situation, you can even go a little less. It just depends. I set my coals here, and then I put my wood here, and as it burns down, the wood moves down. The problem I had before, which I was talking about, was that the ash was building up. I had my grill grate like this, like a really steep angle. It doesn't look like much, but the ash wasn't going, the ash was sitting in here, and the coals would sit in here, and the ash would just build up. So I stopped doing that, and I made an adjustment about halfway through the cook of those ribs, and I moved the grill grate back down a little bit. All right, there. So the coals could sit here and the ash falls down. It's not very much, but it made a world of difference. So let's get a fire going, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so now you can see that I have a little bit of coals going right there. I didn't do a ton. I would usually have this filled up right here too, but I'm not doing a full cook right now. I'm just doing an explanation. So I'm going to take this piece of cherry and I'm going to put it right on here, like that. I'm going to push it against it, but I'm not going to put it on top. I'm going to put it next to it. Okay? That piece of cherry is going to ignite in a few minutes as it heats up. And so what I'll do next is I'll take another piece of cherry and I'll put it right next to it like this. Like right here. So as this one burns down, this will slide down the grate. And it doesn't look like it right now, but it actually does. It slides down. And that way you can keep feeding this wood, and this becomes coal, and then this one starts burning. And then this one becomes coal, and the next one starts burning. And so forth and so on. So I'll bring it back once it's fully going. Okay, now you can see that the first piece of wood is fully engulfed in flames and burning. At this point, I would probably shut the top door. And that'll start to draw the heat and smoke into the main cooking chamber. And as that burns, the next one will come down. And that one will start on fire too. We'll bring you back when that's going on. See how the smoke's coming out here? So that's when I would shut this door a little bit. I'd go like right here. But for the camera shot, I need to have it open. So, alright, be back in a few minutes. So here's a good shot. You can see that the ash is smaller pieces of coal and ash are falling on the bottom. But if you look up into the bottom, you can see all those coals are staying where they are. So that's what we want to see. So right now we're still at that stage where the first one's engulfed, the second one's drying out a little bit more, and then it'll fall into that fire. Bring it back when the second one's starting to catch. The second piece of wood has now started on fire, and it's starting to slide down into the coals. The first piece of wood has fully engulfed and has start to become coals, and pretty happy with this system. Again, I don't see hardly any coals on the bottom of the chamber, just ash, and that's what we want to see. We want to see ash, but no hot coals. The hot coals need to stay right here. The ash will fall down there, and that's what we want to see. I'm very happy with the system. It's been working out very well for me. I highly suggest if you have a offset smoker from Old Country, the Pecos, the Wrangler, or the Brazos, that you try using the system and see how it does for you. Okay, I'm going to open the main firebox chamber door so you can see how it looks. And as you can see, the first piece of wood has now started to become coal, and the second piece is sliding down into the coals and will start to catch on fire more. The back side of that piece of wood is starting to burn already, and then I can put another piece of wood in next to this at some point in the next, I would say, 20 minutes, and then that one will slide down too. You can also take this and push it in. I would use a glove, don't be silly. I've done it before, so I know where I can do it. I could also burn my hand off. So either way, so you can push that into it and then put the next piece of wood down, and then you continue that chain. Well, that concludes my video of the walkthrough of the Old Country Brazos. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a like, share, subscribe, put the notification bell on. I'm going to try to upload something every week if I can. If I can't, it'll be every 2 weeks. I'm excited about the next video coming up. I hope you really enjoy it. It's going to be a real rumble, so you're going to want to watch. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I look forward to hearing your comments. If you have anything to share, please do that, and I'll see you next week. Take care.